12 tips to make life a little easier. Now, let's begin. Do you feel like a hamster running on a never-ending, always speeding wheel? You're not alone. So many people today feel stressed and overwhelmed, and daily life can feel like an impossible-to-complete list of things to do. When there's too much happening in your life, it can lead to a feeling of paralysis. Rather than getting just one thing done, you might start trying to tackle too much at once, and you end up accomplishing nothing. And that can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, stress, and sadness. But life doesn't have to be this way. Through a combination of mindset adjustments, changes in habits, and quick fixes to your physical space, you can start to live a life that's less burdened by challenge and complications. So, without further ado, here are 12 tips to make life a little easier. Number 1. Develop a routine. A chaotic life lacking order or structure can be a challenging life and not an easy one. Try to develop a bit of a routine, daily, weekly, monthly, and even annually. By knowing what's supposed to happen, you remove some of the uncertainty of life and you make sure the most important and most basic tasks can still get done no matter what. Examples of routines include how you get ready in the morning, such as having an outfit laid out, setting up your coffee and going over your calendar. Or it can be a regular home cleaning schedule, or even a set Friday date night with your partner to ensure you have time to check in. Having a rhythm and a schedule doesn't have to be limiting. There should always be room for spontaneity, coincidence, or happenstance. In fact, sticking too closely to your routine can give you added headaches. You need to be able to approach everything in moderation, your routine included. Number 2. Find your community. Life is easier and more meaningful when shared with others. Seek out a community of like-minded peers with whom you can commiserate, people who will support you, cheer you on, and lend a helping hand. Build time into your life for meaningful and ideally in-person interaction with them. While it's amazing to have a wonderful family or loving partner by your side, community doesn't have to be defined in the traditional nuclear sense. Friends can be community, colleagues can be community. The key is putting together a network of people who care about each other and want to see each other succeed. Number 3. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out to others if you're struggling. Getting advice from a trusted loved one can help you get a new perspective on life's challenges. Even just having someone listen to you can help you relieve some of your emotional burden, to think more clearly, or even come to a solution on your own. You can also seek out help from people you don't know personally. Read a how-to or a self-help book or look up information online. You can even take a training course or you can talk to a therapist about your hurdles. Number 4. Define your priorities. Sometimes daily life can feel like you're just going through the motions. If you define and you understand the why behind your actions, they can become easier and more enjoyable. Take a moment to figure out your priorities. Write them down and put them somewhere that you can easily access when you need a quick reminder. You should have both short-term and long-term priorities. Examples of short-term include a better work performance or a clean living space. Long-term might be making sure your children grow up feeling loved and supported, or improving your physical health. Number 5. Set goals. Setting goals is not quite the same as defining your priorities. Your priorities are what drive you. Your goals are where you're going and how. For example, if your priority is your physical health, then set goals for daily exercise. Goals make your life easier because they give you something clear to work toward. You can build a plan of action and work on it step by step, rather than trying to do everything at once and getting overwhelmed. Make sure your goals are realistic so you don't get frustrated. They should be achievable. Number 6. Declutter your space. Having a clean, well-organized space can make your life easier. You'll have a better time finding things if every object has a proper place. And reducing visual clutter can help you think more clearly without the added stress of battling a messy surrounding or feeling guilty for letting it get that way. Get loose pens into cups, recycle excess papers, and tie up and label that endless knot of cables behind your TV. Nobody's space is perfect, nor should it be. Establish a drop zone for clutter so that keeping your space tidy doesn't necessarily slow you down or break up your rhythm. Leave the more random objects in one contained area that you know you'll come back to later on when it's time to clean up. Number 7. Practice gratitude. It's much easier to accomplish challenging or mundane tasks if they have meaning to you. Learn to appreciate the little things in life, and the big ones too. A daily gratitude practice can help you take stock of the positives in your daily existence, allowing you to approach the negatives with better perspective. Take a moment every day to list 3 things that you're thankful for, whether that's a hot cup of tea and a good book, or the loving support of your parents. Write thank you notes to friends and colleagues and say a verbal thank you whenever possible to. Number 8. Exercise regularly. On the surface, you might think that regular exercise makes life harder. After all, it can be physically taxing and take up a significant amount of time. But having a manageable workout routine can do you a world of good. Getting in better physical condition will make you feel more energized and physically resilient, ready to tackle a variety of challenges. And aerobic exercise gets your circulation system pumping, sending the happy hormone, oxytocin, to your brain. When you're less stressed, everything is easier. Do your best to get at least 20 to 30 minutes of moderate activity per day, whether that's going to the gym or biking to the store, or simply taking a walk on your lunch break. Prioritize exercise as part of your new daily routine. Number 9. Plan out your meals. After a long, stressful day, the last thing that you want to do is have to figure out what to have for dinner. Life gets a little easier when you plan out your meals. You don't have to suffer from decision fatigue, and you'll save money by being less tempted to rely on costly takeout or delivery options. Write out a basic meal plan for the week and then base your grocery shopping list around it. Try buying staple items in bulk so that you always have them ready at your fingertips. Chop vegetables in advance and put them into labeled containers in the fridge. Use a slow cooker to prepare multiple servings of one meal that you can freeze for later use. Number 10. Set boundaries. A huge part of simplifying your life is learning when to say no. Set clear boundaries with loved ones, colleagues, and even yourself. Don't take on more than you can handle, and avoid conversations or interactions that are toxic, unhelpful, or just not conducive to your personal growth. This can mean explicitly letting others know about your priorities, or a gentle, "I'm sorry, I'm not available to do that," or "Thanks for thinking of me, but I have too much on my plate," if someone comes to you with an offer of something that you just can't or simply don't want to do. The more you practice boundary setting, the more your loved ones will honor them and the more comfortable you'll get sticking to them. Number 11. Get enough sleep. The average adult needs anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night, depending on age and gender. Are you getting it? If not, it might be why you're feeling so stressed. Lack of sleep can lead to feelings of anxiety, brain fog, and physical exhaustion, all of which make it harder to go about your day. Make sure your bedroom space is conducive to rest, cool, dark, and peacefully decorated with minimal clutter. Try listening to calming podcasts, or do a few relaxing yoga poses, or read or take a hot bath or shower to make yourself feel sleepy. Keep screens out of the bedroom when possible and try to have a consistent bedtime and wake-up time to train your body to be primed for rest. Go to bed earlier and get up earlier too. It maximizes your daylight hours, which is when it's easiest to get things done. More businesses are open and more people are awake, on call, and available to help you. That's another way your improved sleep routine makes life easier. Number 12. Delegate tasks. Life can be challenging when you try to do every single thing yourself. Don't be a lone wolf. Learn to delegate tasks so that you can focus on what matters most to you while ensuring that everything that needs to get done still happens. With more time to commit to fewer tasks, you'll be more likely to succeed. At work, this means relying on support staff and colleagues to divide up projects into smaller, more achievable goals. Within your family, this can mean breaking up chores or taking turns doing some of the less fun activities. In both cases, try to assign tasks based on everyone's skills, abilities, and interests for optimal success and enjoyment.